Hello everyone, welcome back to Trailmakers. And today I figured that we'd learn about some basic logic, so I decided to do a logic tutorial for y'all. Alright, so let's get to it. First I'm going to make a small little platform. That should be fine. Let's double that up. There we go. I'm gonna grab a seed just so we have some control. We'll slap that right there in the middle. I'm also gonna paint it black so y'all can see the logic. There we go. Alright, so first we're gonna learn about the OR gate. This is probably the simplest gate. We're just going to put that right there. And then we're going to grab a light. And put it right there. Alright, so what the OR gate allows us to do is have one block do multiple things. For example, let's say if I want this light to be off when I press A, but for some reason I also want it to be off when I press trigger. That's what the OR gate allows you to do. It can also be used to have moving blocks that work as both ailerons and elevators on a plane. Alright, next we're going to look at the NOR gate. Alright, so the NOR gate is essentially the opposite of the OR gate. And what it does is when we give it a signal, it will turn off what we're turn off. So basically it's on right now, but as soon as I press A, it's off. As you can see it switching there. Alright, next we're going to do the AND gate. We're also going to go ahead and remove the control from this. It's no longer needed. Alright, so the AND gate. The AND gate will only put out a signal if it's receiving all the signals that are connected to it. So for this reason, I'm going to have this set up like this. We're going to connect that to the AND gate. We're going to connect this to there. And this to there. Make that LT. And make that RT. Alright, so as you can see, when I press RT, nothing happens. When I press LT, nothing happens. But when I press both, it turns the light off. And that's how the AND gate works. It'll only work if it's receiving all the signals that go into it. So if we do this and add a to it, theoretically, unless they change it, see, look, I'm probably both structures, but now that I hold A, it goes off. So the AND gate's really good for meeting certain making it something only happens when certain conditions are met. Right, the XOR gate. This is kind of the opposite of the AND gate, and it will only put out a signal if it's only receiving one signal. For example, we're going to do the same setup again. Alright, so, hope something ain't, did I hook it up right? I did not. Alright, so, as you can see, when I put in one signal, it turns off. When I put in the other one, it also turns off. But when I put in both, nothing happens. That's a little bit of latency. That's human error, not the logic fucking up. So, as you can see, that's how the XOR works. Alright, so. Next, I'm going to show you some real-world examples of how you can apply this knowledge So first we're going to build a simple little plane right quick. Nothing fancy. We're going to design it in such a way that it needs logic to work. So, I'm going to grab some elevators here because they make a great example for this shit. For this trick, I mean. There we go. Alright, so I'm also going to turn off the air control. Also going to need to set this up in a slightly weird way. Alright. Okay, that plane is not going to take off by itself. Made it too simple. Right, so we're going to do this. There we go, that should work, theoretically. Alright, so we take off, right? There we go. Alright, so, granted, this ain't the most maneuverable plane, but as you can see, we can tilt up and down. But what's this? We have no aileron, so we can't roll. Alright, so, how do we fix this problem? The answer is logic. Let's grab an OR gate. The reason I set that up weird because it will, instead of requiring 2, it will only require 1. That's why it's set up weird like that. We're going to put that right there. We're going to program that. And then we're going to make that around 50. And then we add it to there. Backwards. No, I think I had it right before, actually. Sorry, I'm a bit, stupid some days. Alright, so. Also gonna turn off the speed on this, just for demonstration purposes. Alright, so. Let's try this again. Alright, cool. Alright, so now we can pull up with ease. But can we roll? Yep, we can roll just fine. And we did that with one single logic. Alright, so. Let's, make some modifications to this plane. Alright, so. Let's say we want to build a fighter, right? Alright, awesome. We have guns to fight. But let's say for some reason that you wanted to have a safety on these guns. Alright, so first we would move the controls for these directly. We grab another logic gate. A couple more logic gates. I think we'll need an AND gate. 2 more OR gates. Alright, so we'd hook both of the OR gates into the AND gate. One will be a toggle. We're going to set that to down a D-pad. And the second one will be the actual control for the guns. We're going to make that A. Next, we hook the AND gate up to the blasters. Alright, so, as you see, I'm holding A currently, and it is not firing. Actually, I'm going to put something to demonstrate this on the game. On the plane, because, you know, visual stuff is easier to follow. Let's grab some lights. We'll just throw those right there. Alright, so. That off by default. Alright, so. As you can see, I am pressing A. Nothing fires. But when I press down on toggle and then press A, then it fires. And that's the beauty of the AND gate in action. Alright, so, but what if we want it to be opposite? What if we want it to be ready to fire until we have the safety on? Well, it's as simple as this. We're going to grab a XOR gate. Hook that up to the blasters. We're going to remove the control from the A one here. We're going to add the control to both the other OR gate and the XOR. We're going to make the XOR our fire button. So we fired just fine. Alright. Hook that up properly so we can see. Alright, so we fired just fine. And then when we turn the safety on, it doesn't work. Alright, let's see what's the matter here. You're not hooked up, that's the issue. Alright, so let's try that again. Alright, so fire. Fire's alright. We turn the safety on. No longer fires. We're going to give that safety a very slight delay. Let's try that. We shouldn't notice it, but the game will. Alright, so. And that's basically how that works. See, the AND gate will, the XOR gate, I mean, will, take a signal. Let's try it that way. There you go, that works a little better for some reason. But it's less stable when you get off at EMP. Alright, so safety off. Safety on. As you can see, I'm receiving the signal is being fired, but nothing is happening. But when I turn the signal, as you see, when the signal is off, it fires. But when the signal is on, for the safety, nothing happens when I press A. See, nothing is happening. Alright, so this is being a little difficult, so we're just going to make that A. So, fires, doesn't fire. Fires, doesn't fire. Alright, so, that's about it. Hopefully this was easy to understand. And that's basically how basic logic works. And now that you know the basics, the world is your oyster. So get out there and start programming. Alright, thank y'all for watching, and y'all have a pleasant evening.